Hey, I'm back. I got the milk you wanted.
You went out to get milk? We've been worried about you. We thought you were dead.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't die. I just went out to get milk. One thing led to another. 4 months went by and I came back and I got the milk.
Have you been drinking that?
Yeah, I got thirsty. I drank half of it. It's really gross. It's expired by 4 months.
I'm really sick. And it's terminal. Not terminal in the sense that I'm going to die in 2 years or in the next 10 minutes or the next week or even maybe in the next 10. More like if I don't treat this issue that I have now, obstructive sleep apnea, made a whole video about it. If I don't fix this, it'll take me out in my 40s or 50s, which is, you know, in the scheme of terminal illnesses is pretty good. Do you know what I mean? Like when I guarantee you, when I said I've got a terminal illness, you fucking shit yourself. You're like, oh, we're going to lose Lewis in 2 years. You won't, which is good, right? Having a terminal illness that isn't going to kill you in the next 2 weeks is great. However, what that means is you have a terminal illness for a couple of decades, and it fucking sucks. It's not good. Right, if I'm gonna have a terminal illness, give me the one that takes me out in 2 weeks. Like you know those firefighters that touched the rock outside Chernobyl, the nuclear reactor. They got a terminal illness, and that was horrible. But it took them out in 5 days. Like out of the terminal illnesses to get, I want one of those, not the one where you feel like you're dying for decades. That shit fucking sucks. That's worse.
Well, actually, Lewis, I'm editing this video and I just fact-checked you, and a terminal illness is something that does not have a cure. Just Googled it. So I don't have one of those because there is a cure, but I do have an illness that, if not cured, will terminate me. So a little fact check, don't freak out, and don't get upset, all right, if you're one of those people with an actual terminal illness, all right? Not that monetarily speaking, you guys are like a big interest of mine. Like you know, if I did piss all of you guys off, I mean, all I have to do is wait a couple of weeks and problem solved. Anyway, back to the video.
Right, so that's why I've been gone for so long. Is I'm really sick, and I am getting surgeries to fix this. Again, explained in this video, and I've just had my first surgery. Right, and it was the most horrible thing that I've ever had to do in my life, and hopefully will ever have to do. It was horrible, right? I had my palate split in half. The top bit of my roof was cut in half and then widened. My teeth used to overlap like this. They had to widen them, right? Look at that. See that gap? That's what my fucking mouth looked like. Look at that. Now, I will admit, that is undeniably hilarious. That's really funny if that is not you. But that guy is me, and it wasn't funny for me. It's very funny for everyone else. Look at that. Look at that fucking... You can see my tongue while I speak. That's really funny because that's not you. But that's me. It wasn't fun, right? But worse than that, during the recovery after the surgery, I needed what's called a spacer in my mouth to hold everything together. And that's something that goes across your teeth at the back of your mouth and sits like this, like this, right? But inside your mouth. So I couldn't move my tongue. I couldn't eat solid food for 6 months. I couldn't speak without pain. It was fucking horrible. It was unbelievably, horrifically terrible, and it made me sad and awful. But the silver lining of all of this, after the first surgery, the silver lining is the first surgery, despite all of that pain and everything that you go through to change the shape of your mouth, right? The good part of that surgery is that it doesn't relieve the symptoms in any way. So I got this surgery and I felt worse. That's normal. That's expected. The second surgery resolves my issue completely, right? Or so I'm told. The first one, the surgery, only makes the second surgery possible. It doesn't make you feel any better. So I was getting All these messages going, oh man, it looks tough, but at least you must be feeling better. And I'm there with fucking 6 kilos of metal in my mouth and the worst gap tooth you've ever seen in your life going, actually, it's really a lot worse. So that's why I've not been around. This thing just took such a toll on me that I just couldn't do anything anymore. I'm not quitting, by the way. Don't worry. There's a good ending to this, and not the good ending that I was talking about before, where everything gets a lot worse. Actually, I'm talking about an actual good ending. You might even come. You probably won't. Depends what type of AI generators you're looking at. Yeah, it just completely fucking ruined my life. And what happened was, I think a big reason for that was I didn't allow myself to be sick. I am a young man and I have a really big dream and a lot of talent and a lot of ability and so much drive. And I am such a workhorse generally that I don't want to be sick. So I didn't let myself be sick. And I tried to work through this thing, right? The condition that I have, crippling sleep apnea. I haven't slept properly for 5 years minimum. I haven't had a dream for 5 years. I wake up feeling horrible every morning because I stop breathing 47 times an hour when I'm asleep, right? And I've been ignoring that. And then I get this surgery to help resolve that issue, right? And I basically ignore the fact that I just got my fucking skull chopped in half and my job is talking. I'm like, oh yeah, the surgeon said you'll be back to work in 2 months. Yeah, maybe if you work in an office where you don't really need to speak, or if you have a physical job, absolutely, you go back to work normally. If your job is yelling profanities for sometimes hours on stage every night and then doing videos and podcasts and streaming, talking for upwards of 6-7 hours a day, right? You can't go back to work. And I just tried to force my way through that. And you can see the videos that I made, they weren't good. I could barely speak. I'm slurring in my podcasts. I had so much mouth pain that I couldn't do my job, but I did it anyway. It encrypts your private data and protects you from online, protects you online from hackers and snoopers. I'm going to have to wear this for 6 months. Surfshark VPN, fuck. And I pushed through it and I pushed through it and I pushed through it. And I'm not sleeping and I'm in pain and I'm recovering and my teeth look fucking hilarious if you're not me. And I do this tour, that I probably shouldn't have done. And it was amazing. And the shows were great. I loved them. The audience loved them. I loved meeting everyone afterwards. Don't get me wrong. I loved doing the show, but by God, do I regret doing them. I do and I don't. From a dream, my dream me, my fucking, I'm going to do it, I'm going to achieve it me is like, I don't fucking regret doing those. They were amazing and they were great. My sick version of me is like, fuck, that really hurt me doing those shows. But I pushed through it. I was doing 2 shows every single night for multiple dates, multiple weekends in a row, flying all over and then coming back and not resting and making videos and making podcasts and ignoring the fact that I just got fucking chopped in half and I have this horrible illness that's ruining my life. And it compounded and compounded and compounded. And then I had the final show of the tour and I just, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't leave my bed and I had to cancel the show, something I've never had to do in my life. COVID doesn't count. And it fucking broke me, man. And I just had to stop. I had to stop everything. I didn't want to. I was forced to by my own body to just stop doing everything. And I'm feeling better now, but I think that I'm making this video as a cautionary tale to anyone else who's sick or has an illness or who needs to recover from something and they're not letting themselves recover, it's important to look after yourself and listen to your body and all that stuff. But I'm also making this video to let you know that I am coming back, and I'm going to start posting videos again, but I'm coming back as a guy who's sick for the minute until I get this second surgery, which the earliest it can happen is in June if everything goes well and if I can afford it and all that kind of stuff, because obviously being this sick and having to stop everything has affected my income massively. I forgot to say, by the way, that while all of this stuff was happening during COVID, right, we also started fostering a child, which is my girl's little brother, whom I love and who I think of as a son. And I can't go too much into it because obviously it's very, very deeply personal. But we fostered him because we had to, because it was something that was right and something that needed to be done. It was a good thing that had to happen, because if it didn't happen, bad things would happen. And he's doing so much better now, and that's amazing. But fostering a child takes a huge impact on you. And I ignored that impact, and I ignored the impact of the surgeries, and I ignored the impact of COVID on my industry and my mental health and everything else. And I just pushed through all of it, and then I got a surgery, and then I ignored how devastating that was to my body. Which basically just made my actual illness that didn't improve at all worse. And I pushed through it, and then my body forced me to stop. So I'm making this video not as a woe is me, boo-hoo. I'm just letting you guys know that I am coming back, and I'm excited to come back, and I'm ready to come back, because I haven't done anything for 3 months. I haven't looked at my phone. I haven't done anything. I haven't written a joke. I haven't done anything, all right? I've sat on my ass, and what did I do? I read a lot of Dragon Ball Z manga, some One Piece, some Berserk, and a lot of books. And I walked my dog, and that's all that I've done. But I am coming back. I'm letting you know that I'm coming back without a team because of all of this. Unfortunately, I had to let go of my entire team. So Rosie, who was my content lead, that edited and shot pretty much every video that you saw for the last 18 months or so, she's moved on to another job. She's fine. She's doing great. And it obviously wasn't her fault. It was just, I got sick, had a surgery, everything took a downturn, and I just couldn't keep people employed because I had to make sure I didn't lose my house. I got no team now, so everything that will be made 100% by me, which means I don't think I'll have to sacrifice the quality, but I may have to sacrifice the consistency, and I'm sure you'll understand that. But yeah, I'm back. I don't want this to be like a oh, poor me, pity party type thing. I just wanted to keep you guys updated, because I think I have been ignoring this thing in my own life and in my own self for a really long time, and I have also kind of been ignoring it publicly. I've been telling you that these things are happening and I'm getting surgeries and all this kind of stuff, but I don't think I've truly been real about how deeply this has negatively affected my life, this illness and this surgery and everything else that's kind of been going on. So I'm letting you know that I'm back, and I'm excited to be back, and I'm genuinely ready to do so. I got the metal out of my mouth, by the way. You may notice I sound a little bit different. I got the cage out of my mouth. That's the main thing. I only got that out just before Christmas. And man, when that thing came out, I cried like a baby in relief. And I don't know if you can tell because I still have the braces, but look at this new smile. Look at that. See that? That's what I used to look like. Look at that gap tooth. But then before the surgery, look at that. Those crossed over teeth, that small mouth. Check out that wide smile. That's great. So yeah, if you've made it all the way through this, congratulations. You mustn't have TikTok, because I couldn't watch this, just a really long video direct to camera without any edits. I couldn't watch that. I would have swiped. So if you've made it here, you're a hero. All right. With that said, I'm back. I'm going to make a few videos in the next year. Next year? I'm going to make a few videos in the next week. And I'm excited to be back. Thank you. See you soon.